episode 11. Finally, I think it's been like a month and like 3 days. I mean, a month and like 3 weeks. I haven't done an episode, but I have my guest here, Herve. What's up, man?
What's up, my bro? Yeah, I'm glad to be here, and we're gonna be talking about a lot of stuff today. So
Yeah, man, dude. I'm really happy you came through, man. It's like honestly, it was a good kick in the butt. I was kind of being lazy with my podcast. I just been drained with work, man. Like mentally, I got Monday to Friday. Friday comes, I'm like, I just want to relax, just sit down and not do anything.
I know how you feel. I just started work too, man. This 9 to 5 life is like crazy. You know, when you wake up in the morning and you start going to work and like already thinking like, oh, 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock is about to be here, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna be sitting on my desk looking at spreadsheets all day, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I feel you, man. Like that's why I haven't done an episode in a while, because I remember I was doing like the first 10 episodes. It happened really quickly. Then like 3 episodes in a week, 2 episodes in a week. I was like, yes. I was like, I was very motivated. I'm doing it. But then later work finally started kicking in, and then those mental fatigue started kicking in.
Yeah, I know how you feel.
Oh, Friday comes, yes, I'm down to record an episode. But at the same time, I'm like, I just want to rest a bit. My brain's not working. It's smush.
But no, the thing is, like, sometimes, like, you know, like you're talking about, like, coming back from work and you're always stressed about, you start feeling like, I don't want to say,
You're stuck
like,
in a cycle, or
yeah, you're like you just start thinking, oh, I did all my day of work. I'm tired, and I'm like coming back from home. And the first week was like that. I would just come back from home and be like, come back from work, sorry, and be like, I'm tired. I just want to go to my bed and just do nothing. And I started like, I personally just love self-motivation. Like I motivate myself every day to do something. So I started like just watching videos on say how like high achievers like go about their day. And like I saw this dude on YouTube, he was talking about he wakes up at 5 in the morning, goes to the gym, meditates, and goes to work. And then that's how and while looking for videos, for motivation videos, I saw another guy talking like how do you call it, a vice admiral in the Marines.
Okay.
And he says like the thing is, like, you have to have like the first thing you do in the morning has to be like you have to feel like you're accomplished. You have an accomplishment set, and then you can take on your day, and it's gonna be like less stressful. So I started, like he said, just start off, just do the one thing that's gonna start motivating you. Just start off by doing your bed every day, and it's gonna be like even though you don't like
doing your bed,
yeah, you're gonna have like it's gonna have a massive impact. And I swear to God, I've been doing this for a month. And for real, it's been insane. Like I wake up in the morning, I like in the first hour, I always say like right now, I don't look at my cell phone. I just put it on the side.
Props to you. The first thing I do, I look at my cell phone when I wake up.
I just don't look at my cell phone for the first hour and just go do my bed, go to take a shower and eat, meditate, do some exercise, and then once 8 is here, because I go my work is like 10 minutes away from my house, like just like your work 10 minutes, so it's perfect. So when you have that first task done, you feel like, oh, I can take on my day. And then when I come back from work at 5, I'm like, okay, I can go to the gym and don't feel so tired. But when that 10 o'clock hits, and you're like, oh my god, tomorrow's gonna be another long day, man.
Oh man, trust me, I know a lot of times in the morning, because breakfast is key. I know the mornings I have breakfast, I feel good, I get to work and my day goes well. And the days I don't have breakfast, I decide to 15 minutes of sleep is more important than my breakfast. So I end up sleeping, and then I get to work sometimes, and I open my inbox, I see all my emails. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, I didn't get my coffee yet. Now I'm part of that lifestyle. That I always see on the movies and hear about. And especially exactly. I'm like, yo, without my coffee, I can't function. I'm just there. I'm like, okay, I need coffee. Before I start doing all these emails and start answering them.
I know how you feel, man.
But
do you do calls also at work? And
yeah, what do you call it? Yeah, keep in touch with my clients to make sure everything is going well. Do my due diligence. I can't even pronounce that word, but
yeah. You're starting, bro. But yeah, I understand, bro. It's how it is, and you have to just tackle your day by day. And I don't like drinking coffee, and I swear to God, like sometimes, like I'm like you, sometimes I'm like super tired. Like yesterday, I went to the gym at fucking 5 in the morning, and I'm like, God damn, this is gonna be a long day. And I drank coffee, like the first thing I did, drank coffee, went to the gym, and I was like, I got to work, I drank another coffee because I couldn't fucking stay awake and look at these emails. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to have to answer like maybe 50 emails today.
Thankfully, I don't feel like tired in terms of like sleepy, because it's only time I feel tired and sleepy is when I'm like listening to a lecture or something like that. Like, so those are so I remember during my training it was bad. It was like when it was like I'll just get tired easily, because I'd always be tired when I go to class, you know, trying to listen to lectures. I'm just like, oh my God, like I can't keep my eyes open, but not even on purpose. It's just I'm tired. I'm not interacting. I'm just listening, and you know, you just get drowsy. But luckily with my job now, it's like I don't get that tired where it's like, oh my God, I want to close my eyes. It's like, oh no, I just go out. Okay, I just need a coffee just get a bit more energy and just start working more efficiently. But I don't get that tired feeling. But it's bad, man. Coffee like fucking like 2 times a day, you know? I'm like, oh, I remember like the first month when I started working at that new job, I was having coffee every day in the morning. My mouth started getting so bitter. I'm like, dude, I can't even eat anything. It's like, you know what I mean? I'm like, this all I taste is coffee in my mouth. Like, fuck.
But you know that feeling? It's so hard to get off coffee. Like once you start getting addicted, it's like, yeah, I can't. Like it becomes a routine. It's like, and it's like, I think I just saw a video and it says like a habit is like it's like cocaine. So once you get like into a habit, it's like the withdrawal from that habit is gonna have the same effect as like you withdrawing from cocaine. It's crazy. So
the worst shit is for me is my phone. I know it. It's like my phone is like cocaine to me, man. Like it sucks. I fucking hate it, and I talk shit about, you know, phone addictions all the time. I'm like, it's a really bad habit, but I'm fucking hooked. And I hate it. I hate looking at my screen. I'm like, why the hell am I on my phone like half the time? I'm like, I don't even know why.
I know. Sometimes you're just like, I'm just looking for, is there a new update that somebody just texted me, or some like a Snapchat story? I just have to wait. Yeah. It's so addictive. I don't know, man. It's like the world we live in. Everything is digital. Everything is like, and I was listening to a podcast. It's called Big Data Revolution. Okay. And like everything that you do on your phone is like recorded. They know what you're looking for, everything. So I'm on Instagram, and let's say I just downloaded an app, like I just downloaded Tinder, and they know I'm currently just downloading Tinder, so they're actively suggesting other apps that are Tinder related. I'm like, how the fuck do you know? Like,
no. Okay, so you want to hear something crazy? Yeah? So speaking of that shit, so I was with one of my friends, and we were both stoned out of our minds. Yeah. And we were just talking like, yo, I have to share an idea with you. I'm like, okay, cool, man. They shared the idea. It's like, oh, man, I don't know who's listening. I'm like, don't worry, man. It's us. So so, you know, remember Yu-Gi-Oh? Yeah. And remember how the holograms and everything came in? And so he was telling me about that idea. Like, dude, man, we could do that with VR and stuff. You know, you could do it with VR, you know, get it all set up, and you could see the images in front of you and all that stuff. I'm like, dude, I'm like, holy shit, that's
a fucking great idea.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fuck with you. The fucking next fucking day I seen that shit on Facebook. The next fucking day I seen it on Facebook, and then I sent it to my friend right away. I'm like, dude, are you seeing this? What the hell, man? I'm like, how the hell did they know that this is what we were talking about? Hopefully I didn't ruin your idea for somebody here thinking about it, but I'm like, dude, how crazy is that? We were talking about the day before, like, yo, man, I don't know who's listening or whatever. I'm like, dude, man, our phones are off. It doesn't matter, you know, we're not even using it right now. And the next day I see that shit pop up on my Facebook feed. I'm like, yo, how scary is that shit, man? It's trippy, man.
I know, it's really, really scary. And
I wasn't stoned the next day, so I was just like, what the hell?
It's crazy. But I think back, have you ever seen the movie Snowden?
And I didn't watch it, the Edward Snowden movie. Yeah. I didn't watch it.
But it talks a little bit about like the guy who's getting crazy because we live in like a society where maybe we're being recorded, we don't even know.
Exactly.
So maybe it just happened. I'm not gonna start conspiracy theories, but
no, I feel you. It's like, you know, it's always in the back of your mind. You don't know what, you know, or what you say, anything. It could be used against you. It's like, oh, you probably exactly. And you know, technology is getting scarier and scarier. You know what I mean? I remember somebody was telling me episode. Did you watch Black Mirror?
Everybody kept telling me to watch it, but I don't know, man. I never got into it.
Yeah, so I remember my cousin was telling me. I didn't watch Black Mirror either, but a lot of people said a lot of good things about that show as well. So I remember one of my cousin was telling me about an episode on Black Mirror where it's like the lady's husband passed away. I don't. This is guys. I don't know if it's accurate or whatever, but this is from what I remember. I mean, so the lady's husband passed away, but they said, look, there's some technology we could bring your husband back, but based on his Facebook, like based on his social media details. So then they brought her husband back, but then later it's like, oh, that's not my husband, because now they're interacting, but he's not acting the way that he would act when they're together. But basically, he was acting how he was, what he
Portrayed.
was doing based on his social media aspects. So it's like, what the hell? So imagine all that shit that we do on social media. They track everything,
I know.
Basically, they know our darkest, deepest secrets. Our phone knows everything about us, right? Like everything. Dude.
And just talking about that, like, sometimes like you start, I think I'm just gonna sound crazy, but like when you start like talking to someone and basically you're just talking like on like social media or anything, and it's, how Instagram just puts every time you post a story, and the first person they know you're like, you have somebody you're talking to like a lot, like you have a crush or something, so that person's gonna be the first person, like you see, you open the story and it's gonna be like, oh, this and 44 people watched your story.
Oh, they do that shit. No, I know what you mean. Yeah.
And I swear to God, I was just, that blew my mind. I was like, how the fuck do you know? Like, it's impossible, bro. I'm just thinking like, yo, I might just like imagine I'm talking to my brother for like 3-4 days and on Snapchat, and first thing the next day I'm like, I post a story, he's the first name on the thing, because they're assuming that you want this person to know what you're doing.
Oh man, it's crazy, man. It's crazy, dude. I was just thinking about it. So I was thinking about it the other day, and like how far, like, no, I seen a meme on Facebook. Yeah, that's what happened. If do you remember going to channel 3 or channel 4? You know what I mean, to play video games.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck, man? Dude, how old? That was like
been a long time, man.
Dude, it's like 15 years ago, man. Holy shit, man.
Oh, I think we're getting old, and all this new generation stuff is like starting to kick us. Like,
no, man. Then I started thinking about my parents, and how when we were getting our technology, and they would start comparing their old things. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? But basically that's what's happening right now. But so I was like, I was looking at that meme. It was too funny. I show my friend next to me. I'm like, dude, look at this, and we're laughing like it's channel 3. Like nowadays it's like a video 1, HDMI 1, and all that stuff. And then I'm like, so I remember the game cartridges, we had to blow on the game, but we're not supposed to. Like, you need to find out, but it would work.
Do you remember? I think. Do you ever had a PlayStation when you had like those burn discs and you have to like
a Dreamcast?
Yeah, but I had Dreamcast. So so you had to like to put a disc and then switch it so you can have like the copied game working on it.
Yeah. The CD the CD boot. I forgot.
Yeah. The CD, I think it was the CD boot.
Yeah, CD boot. Yeah, like you have to switch CDs just to get it work. Oh, that's on Dreamcast, man.
Yeah, I had it on PlayStation 1 too.
Yeah, like I knew PlayStation 1 was able to do that. Nintendo 64, you couldn't do any of that crazy stuff. No. But now everything, emulators and everything is online. I know. No, but like the other day, my friend from work, he told me just bought a controller and it works like a Nintendo controller and stuff, and you could play all your games on your laptop. I'm like, dude, like you could do it. Oh man,
why? I don't know, man. It's like everything is becoming smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. Everything is big. Basically, your phone can do anything you want.
Dude, remember when our what do you call it? As our computer that has to do you have to go on a desktop. My freaking smartphone is more powerful than the computers we were using before. I'm like, holy shit.
I just thought of something. Remember the old internet, you have to wait for the dial-up? Oh my God.
Yeah.
I can talk to a kid like nowadays and they'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, seriously, like I used to wait for like to download the file for 3 days. Yeah. And that file would be like 50 megabytes. And I'm like, and now you do 50 megabytes in 2 seconds. No, man.
Yeah, exactly. We would have to wait for days for movies or music. You wait like 5 minutes to download. Like now, like what? Boom, it's done. It's done.
Or you have Netflix. You have.
Dude, remember video game stores? We were talking about that. Like, when we would go, I remember in elementary school days, we would like it would be Friday. Then my parents would bring me to like a Videotron or like a local, or local, those local mom and pop, video game stores or movie stores. And then we rent the game, and we would rent it. We would have it for Friday, Saturday, and return on Sunday. And on Monday we go back to school. and we play the shit out of that video game, you know, and you always look forward to that.
But the thing is, like this, like it's like it brings up like an interesting subject. Like everything, we have too much available now. We have too many choices. I see my brother; he just stays at home and just literally he can download anything he wants. He never leaves the couch. And I was like, yo, you have to go out and play with your friend or do whatever. But he says like, why? I have my friends on speaker on online and I can play. Like the first time online came out, bro, I think the first time I played online was with Call of Duty Zombies, and I was like, yo, I can stay up for like 5 a.m. in the morning just playing. But nowadays, like, just kids, they just stay at home.
Yeah.
Then there's no exercising,
and there's no interaction. I miss that. Like, I enjoyed. Yes, don't get me wrong. I enjoy online games. You know, you can't see your friends all the time. Yeah. But I enjoy the local aspect when you come together. You sit down and everyone just. You can see who you're talking shit to, you know what I mean? But now, you know, you go online, like, you're just talking shit, like, okay, what the hell's going on?
You're talking shit to a 12-year-old, like,
like fuck you, motherfucker. Like, but you don't even know it's 12-year-old, and he's making fun of you, just, your mom, like, you don't know my mom, man, fuck you. But, no, dude, technology it's crazy how fast it's growing. Plus, I work in an electronic company, so we see the transition. So there's like little microchips. You can't even see the parts no more. Like that's how small they are. Like so tiny, and you know you need and that's why you have machines doing it now because hand labor doesn't work because the pieces are too tiny. I'm looking at the pieces. I'm like, how do you put that on a circuit board? I'm like, damn.
I know because everything is so small. Because everybody wants smaller, super
and more
computers.
Efficient. Because it needed to be more efficient. But I remember we're learning about how the technology that they used to, when they went to the moon, my phone is more powerful than the technology you're using then. In my head, that it doesn't comprehend. I'm like, wait, what? I'm like this.
I know.
How the hell did they get to the moon? You know what I mean? Using technology less than my phone right now, way less than my phone, and we can't do other crazier shit. You know what I mean? Like think about how much technology has evolved over these years, and we can do so much more. There's so much more potential out there. You know what I mean?
But like I think I don't actually remember. Is it in one of our classes where they used to say like technology every 2 years there's like the chips. I don't know how that there's a term like
obsolete.
It becomes obsolete basically. So technology is moving to the point that it's so crazy.
Yeah,
right?
Before we would have to wait like let's say 6 months before, or no, like a year or 2 years before something comes out. Then it became 6 months, or now because dude, it's gonna come to a point where technology will be obsolete the next day.
But do you remember our first year? Like let's just go back to come to 10. Did we use Snapchat the way we're using it now?
No, exactly.
I don't even know what Snapchat was.
Yeah,
like even Instagram, it wasn't like that popular, and now.
It's everything.
It's everything. I wake up in the morning and first thought I want to go and see that. It's fucking annoying.
And it's just so bad. It's like that cocaine that you're talking about, man. It's like, it's very addicting because we want to see what's going on and all those things. I try. Luckily, thank God, I don't use Snapchat as much as before in terms of snapping like crazy because I still abuse Snapchat, man. But now it's like more calmed down. But I still use Snapchat and looking at people's stories and maybe post here or there, but not as much as before. But I'm like crap, man. Like I gotta live the moment because if I'm too busy freaking taking for a recording, yes, I want to cherish these moments, but at the same time, like I'm losing the experience. That's why when I went to Cuba. Like the 2 times I went to Cuba, it was amazing because, Wi-Fi wasn't great there. So, and you have to pay for Wi-Fi. So none of us, we end up paying for Wi-Fi. We're like, look, we're here on vacation. We're just going to chill out. I'm just hanging with my friends, just chilling, drinking, enjoying the beach, just relaxing. Dude, I was able to give up technology for like the whole week. I didn't even think about it. I don't miss my phone. Only time we use my phone is just to listen to music. That's it. Other than that, I'm like, yo, fuck technology, man. I'm just chilling, relax. I'm on vacation. I don't need my phone.
I know how you feel. I went to Barcelona with one of my friends and we were like walking the city and basically because you have to pay for, like you said, you have to pay for the Wi-Fi and everything. So we just go around the city and I met so many people and every time something happened, like this is a global phenomenon. Like everybody just stops and takes snaps, Instagrams, everything. Everybody does it. Like it's not... it's not like just here like in the North America or anything. It's just
It's everywhere in the
everywhere.
world. Yeah.
But for me, just it start with maybe 10 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, and just let go of your phone, and it's gonna go.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of people tell me when I speak to them, they're like, "Oh yeah," like a lot of my friends, they're like, "Yo, you should just meditate, just chill out, be in your own space,
Yeah.
and just to kind of, like just forget about everything. Just like 10 minutes to self-reflect, 10, 15 minutes, morning. Just make sure there's no noise or any screens in front of you, and just see how you feel. 15 minutes a day.
Oh, I mean, bro, I basically just started meditating like a month ago, and it's fucking amazing. I'm not gonna lie.
So like, how do you feel?
Yeah.
Like, give me experience.
For me, meditation just really helps you. Like, you can't, because we're human beings. Like the app that I use, and they always say you cannot stop thinking. It's normal. You're just gonna always think. You just have to learn to control the way you think. So basically, you just clear. You don't clear your mind. You just focus your thinking into your breathing, and that's from that you can start like. I'm gonna just like, this is an analogy, okay?
Yeah.
Basically, when you're going through your timeline, like on Instagram or anything. So basically, you're just going from photo to photo, from story to story. So basically, just think of your thoughts of something like that. So basically, one thought comes in, the other one goes. So it's like passing clouds. So once you're able to think of, to focus your thinking, like just you don't have to overthink just one thought at a time. So you just let it go. You become it's easier to control your mind to focus on your breathing, and just like stay calm in every type of situation. So just like in the morning, sometimes like I'm feeling overwhelmed by the day or something. I just like, okay, stop. I'm just gonna focus into my breathing and just let it go, and just start thinking about something positive and just go throughout my day. And trust me, it's been a month, and for real, it really has helped me, like,
and
just
made a big
calm down.
difference.
Yeah.
And it gets rid of the anxiety and the stress.
Yeah.
No, I think that's very important. Me is other things, recreational things, but it's like, like after, like, no, that's only after the end of the day. It's just like, oh my God, what, like, it's been too long. I'm just like, yeah, let me just chill out a bit, and and then just vibe, and then just come home, relax. But honestly, I should be doing more like meditate and more natural. You know what I mean? In terms of
you can use anything. I could use also some explicit things to help me calm down sometimes, but I just don't. I prefer, like, sometimes I like drinking, so I just take a sip some time to time, but not too excessive. But yeah, it's pretty
in control, moderation.
Moderation.
But that's key, because honestly, everything in life should be in moderation. Because if you do too much of anything, you end up overusing it or over whatever, and you lose appreciation for that specific thing. And moderation is key to make sure that everything's intact, and it'll be the same enjoyment that you had when you're doing it yesterday or whatever, but as long as you're controlling it. Because if you do too much of it, you lose appreciation for it, then it just becomes a habit, and not even something that gives you that relaxation no more. Because now it's a habit. Now it's not something to help you calm down, because now it's just part of your routine, and you don't want it to be part of your routine. Yeah, there's some good things you should have for routine, but there's things that you want to be able to escape, and just relax. And so that's why those things that help you escape and relax should be done in moderation. So when you are feeling overwhelmed or anything, you could just go and find whatever was keeping you calm or relaxed, and you could do that.
I never thought of it like that, because for me, routine is not. I don't see routine as a bad thing. For me, just
but like, this is the thing. Like, you go to work, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
You go to work or go to the gym and all that stuff, but those are not your escapes, right?
Yeah.
Those are the things, you're growing, but there's those times, like you were talking about, how you're stressed and stuff. You drink, but you don't do it every single day.
No.
Because if you did it every day, now it becomes part of routine, and but does it become a good routine? No. Yeah, right? So you want to keep those things in moderation, where when you need it, the drink is there.
You can just be like, okay, I can have my drink and be like, okay, I'm finally like just able to let go. I'm fine. I totally understand.
Okay, then you just appreciate it. That's it.
Yeah.
So so what does keep me going during the weeks is the conversation we're gonna have to One Piece, man.
One Piece, always.
That's my relaxation, man. It's like, honestly, man, the weeks when they go on break, the chapters. So, dude, it's like crack to me, man. I'm just like, I was scratching my neck. I'm like, yo, where's my chapter this week, man? I can't, you know. I need my chapter.
I need my chapter too. Every week, I just like, oh, Fridays are coming, and I'm like, yo, One Piece is not out yet, man. What the fuck, man? It's not. It's fucking 8 o'clock in the morning. It's not out.
It just, man, because and now the schedule's off. So sometimes it comes on Thursdays, Wednesday. Yo, if lucky it's on a Wednesday, I'm happy it's on a Wednesday.
Me too.
Like, I hate waiting at the end of the week. I'm like, oh my god, I need my freaking One Piece, man.
But sometimes, like, you know, like you're about to go out and you see the chapter, it just come out, and I'm like, oh, I can't read it now. I have to wait tomorrow morning. And yesterday I was out with my friends and the chapter came out and I was like, fuck, I'm already out. I have to wait for tomorrow morning to read it. And I'm like, oh, should I just go to the toilet, read just a bit? Oh, no, but we'll see. But yeah.
For me, it's my routine in the morning. So like every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday morning, that's the first thing I check on my phone. I'm like, yo, is it out? Is it out? Because I usually go on Twitter to see. Yeah, I just put hashtag whichever chapter's supposed to come out. And then that's how I know if it came out or not, or if it's on break. And then I see it's out. I'm like, boom. And I start looking for it right away on the internet. I find my chapter, wake up. And then it was a good chapter. I'm like, oh, man. And then like, oh, my brain's on fire. I feel good. I'm like, and I'm just thinking about it. And my day is going by well because I'm just thinking about, oh, my God, what's going to happen next week? Oh, how did you even think about this? Yo.
But like, can we have a moment to appreciate how good Oda has been to us? Like, dude. Like, for real, like the first time I met you and we just started talking about One Piece, like that's approximately like maybe 4 years ago, and we're still talking about it, and that's how good it is. Like,
yeah, honestly, dude, that's an awesome point. I never thought about it. Think about every time you meet somebody that watches One Piece, you just get along with the person right away.
Yeah, I know.
You just get along. It's like, I don't know what it is. It's just you get along. Yes, thank you, Ichihiro Oda. Yeah. You know,
you had a little. You added just a little glimpse of light of hope of a good. Like, I don't know how to say, like a good vibe to our life. Just One Piece has been like I don't. There's no word to describe One Piece.
Oh my god, it's like. That's one of the most. I get so passionate when I start talking to somebody.
I can see, yeah.
I like every time, like I just at work just a few days ago, I was talking to one of my colleagues, and then I was telling her about this amazing story of One Piece, and I was just started, and then she sees the passion in my eyes. Like, why when I see it, I'm like this. I'm like, trust me, if you weren't working, I could be here 8 hours and just break down all of One Piece to you, and you'll fall in love. But the problem with One Piece, so my only problem, not me, I don't have no problem, but for just trying to get new people to watch One Piece. It's too many damn episodes.
I know, man.
No, but it's worth it. Honestly, if you have time, you pace yourself. It's freaking worth the adventure.
But for me, if you're really like you're a new person, you want to get into One Piece, just read the chapters, because if you're starting to watch the episode, it's gonna take you a long time. We're talking about what, 900 episodes almost this year?
I don't even know, man.
Oh my god!
Hopefully we didn't turn nobody off from watching One Piece.
No. It's a really, really great story, and even though it's like an anime, or you sometimes like people downplay like, oh, it's an anime, it's not gonna be like an amazing story. It's for kids. No. This story has been going on for almost
20 years. I think past 20 years now.
Yeah. So a 20-year story is something special. So if you want to like see like a character growth, like from a kid's mentality to like now, I think he's more mature. Yeah. It's incredible. Like
no man, I remember, what was it? No, because so what I suggest to people, right, is if you want to watch One Piece, watch it. Just watch it till like halfway point. But I'm not gonna explain why. You'll realize when you're at the halfway point. Then just start reading it. The animation quality kind of disappeared, but it's the reason why, because that's how addicting One Piece. I mean, addiction, but no, that's how well One Piece is. The story's so good, the fans are so loyal. It's like they don't care as long as it's on the screen, they'll watch it. Even if the animation is kind of slacking compared to before, it's like people will still watch it. And
but do you still watch the anime episode, or just read the chapter?
I read the chapters more.
I know.
Dude, sometimes I watch I watch the anime. So look, so when they're fighting Cracker, like, you know, where they are right now, I watched it and I was like, oh, dude, I imagine that so much better in my head. It's like, you know what I mean? I'm like, what the hell, man? I'm
I
just like,
know.
what did it do? It didn't look as epic.
I know.
But it's so messed up. So I watched so much One Piece. I think it's the same for you. I watched so much One Piece. So when I read the chapters, and I told you, it plays out like anime is going on in my head. I'm reading the chapters.
Exactly.
I hear their voices, everything, even the new characters. I just know how they sound. Like, I don't even know. I don't think about it. It just, my subconscious takes over. I'm watching it. I see it happening. I see the colors, everything. I'm like, oh my God.
I know how you feel. Like, so, this story is amazing. Like, even the chapter today, that just came out
yesterday. Yeah,
yesterday it was
a really good chapter, man.
But for me, the chapter last week, hands down.
Oh yeah.
Like, just Luffy. I'm not gonna spoil people.
Okay, here, guys. We're going to spoiler alert right now. Give it like 10 minutes and then come back on.
Yeah.
So spoilers. You've been warned. If you're freaking listening, be entertained.
Yeah, for me, the fact that just you look back and Luffy's thinking about like, I want to get stronger. He reflects back on the time he had with Rayleigh just training with him, and I'm like Oda just like he chooses specific moments to introduce new concepts. Like it's crazy. Like the fact that Haki gets stronger when you fight, we didn't know about it till Luffy just thinks about it, and we're like, oh, okay, so that's why sometimes with like the scaling and power is like different. And I'm like, oh, that's why.
Yeah, and the thing is, it didn't come out of the blue anyways, because Oda doesn't reveal all of his cards right away in terms of storytelling. So yeah, he gives you so much detail, but he hides a lot of detail. So because if he gives you everything right away, then when something new happens, you know, you're like, wait, what? Where did this happen from? No explanation. But so when those details that he kept hidden from us, because when Luffy was doing his training for 2 years, we don't know what he was learning. We only know 6 months of his training. We're
in the black for, let's say, in the period of the anime, it's 2 years. 2 years is a lot of time. to get stronger. And I'm still waiting on like Zoro to show his true power. And for me, hands down, he's one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, me too. I know. Zoro's my favorite character.
He's like,
other than like Luffy, like Luffy's the main character. Yeah. Like obviously you have to love Luffy, but like aside from that, Zoro's my favorite character.
Zoro's like,
yeah, dude. So okay, I'm gonna tell you my reason why I love Zoro so much. Okay. So Zoro's basically so for people listening, Zoro's the right hand man of Luffy. So why do you love Zoro so much?
Oh, he seems like, even though like he always seems lost, like
you have to have a flaw.
He's calmness, coolness personified. Like he knows what he's doing. He trusts in Luffy, and for me, he's like. The way he fights, like I remember the fight with the samurai guy, the zombie
Ryuma,
the zombie arc. One of the best fights, and you just see Zoro like being overpowered, and just in one moment, boom, he comes back in a flash, and Zoro and the samurai just acknowledges
how strong Zoro
is.
And then he gave him the sword after the boom, take the sword. Oh man, that was such a badass sword because it gave me goosebumps.
I know, me too. I'm just thinking about it. I'm playing the image in my head. I'm like, oh,
me too. They're fighting on top of the roof. They're fighting on top of the roof, cutting buildings. I'm like, oh man, it's crazy. But no, still. The reason I love Zoro so much because his character is awesome, man. Like he was a bounty hunter. He was hunting pirates, and I remember rewatching Luffy and Zoro meeting, and Luffy sees Zoro just like, I want you to be part of my crew, and then Zoro goes, are you dumb? And like this, I kill pirates, and he's like, no, I want you to be part of my crew. Like, no, I'm never gonna join a pirate. Like, look, I'll get you your swords, join my crew, and then what do you call it? Luffy got him his swords. And Luffy's about to get cut. Zoro just blocks all the swords. What do you call it? It's so badass with all 3 swords. And the first time you see somebody using 3 swords, you know what I mean? I'm like, damn.
And that's still a style that's I haven't seen in any other anime. Like that's unique to Zoro.
Yeah, and it's unique to One Piece itself, you know. And then, the reason why, but anyway, Zoro was cool because he had swords, you know, like. But as a character, like we're talking about character development. Over the time, you see how his loyalty grows for Luffy at a point where Luffy was about to freaking, get captured. And Zoro's like, yo, take my life. It's worth more. I'm going to be the, he's like, look, if you don't take the life of my captain, take the life of me. You know, trust me, I'll be more dangerous. Like, I'm trying to become the greatest swordsman ever. So, trust me, my head is worth more than my captain.
That just made me think. Do you remember the part for they're on Zombie Island and what's the guy's name? The one with the he can control potions in here, make bombs, or Kuma.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kuma. So Kuma just Zoro says, "Do you want to know in how much pain Luffy is?"
Yeah.
And he just takes a sample,
little, like a tiny portion, like just like a hand, like a fistful. That's it.
Yeah, and Zoro just takes in that pain. It almost kills him. I'm like, okay.
And then after that, so that small portion, we try to give as much detail so they understand. Yeah. So that was a handful of the pain that his captain was suffering. But then after that, take a size of, let's say, maybe like 11 feet because it's a big ass Kuma, right? So like
if I were to give a visual representation, it would be like a hot air balloon.
Hot air balloon, yeah. So that's how much. So at first, Zoro only took a handful of that pain, but then he had to take that whole hot air balloon representation of pain, and then you just see him, and then we thought he died or whatever.
And he just stands there and
like we knew he wasn't gonna die, but still at the same time it's just like, but it was so epic because you just see there all blood everywhere. He just standing still, and then like his love-hate relationship with Sanji. Sanji comes, yo, what happened? And then he goes, nothing.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. I was like, oh man, dude, it's so epic. Honestly, every time I watch that scene, it gives me goosebumps. Dude, Zoro is one of my favorite characters. Like his character, his fights. Like my favorite fight with him was the Alabasta arc when he fought Mr. One. You know, the steel guy.
I don't remember that one, but I do remember Mr. One with the steel. Yeah.
That was my favorite. Like I know I enjoyed the fight after in CP9 against Kaku, but I really enjoyed the fight with what's his name, Mr. One. That was when he had to fight Steel. Like, how are you gonna cut Steel? I'm watching that fight. I'm like, oh my god, it's true. This guy's made out of steel. How the fuck is he gonna, hit him and all that? And he's just taking all that pain. And finally, it goes back to his training, like saying, to cut Steel, you have to think about nothing. You know what I mean? And then, slice through. It's like, and then Mr. One's like, well, what are you gonna do next? Cut Diamond?
He's probably gonna cut Diamond soon, so we'll see.
We'll see what happens. But then Zoro's just like, nah, that's only a stupid person would try.
But even now, I'm still thinking like we still haven't seen the full potential of Zoro.
Zoro, yeah, he's been here.
We're gonna see like this is gonna come into the arc of
Wano country.
Yeah, that's gonna be the samurai country. It's gonna be like
that. Zoro has to shot. But if Zoro one shots anybody, I'm like, oh man, come on, man. It's like, this dude, I know you're strong, but I want to see you struggle a bit.
But we'll see, because I wanted to see, because we are seeing like the right hand men of the four emperors, and they're pretty strong.
Yeah.
And I just want to see, like, Zoro is a right-hand man of Luffy, and Luffy's having a problem with the right-hand man of
Emperor.
Is Zoro strong enough to take on, like, say, Jack by himself? That would be like an epic fight for me. Like,
yeah, that'd be epic fight. Oh man, dude, Jack versus fuck. I'm trying to imagine that because Jack's an elephant, so like, how is he gonna fight? No, he's gonna use his trunk to fight, Zoro for sure.
But no, Jackie uses still the two.
Yeah, they're too nice. But I mean, like, because he has his own fruit, right? So
I know.
You'd assume he turns into an elephant.
Well, it's gonna be epic. We'll see.
Yeah, man. But forget about the main One Piece characters, because those are the guys. I love everyone on the crew.
I know.
Each character. Another great thing about One Piece is each character on the ship feels like your own. You feel like you're part of the ship. That's how well the story is written. You feel like you're part of the ship. If anything happens, it's like you could relate to any of the characters, because each character has a different personality, and you could find a character that you could relate to very easily. And I love everyone. I remember Usopp. I hated Usopp when One Piece first started. I'm like, who the hell is this guy? I'm like, who's this Pinocchio looking dude? And I'm like, why does he have a big nose? And it's just like, I'm like, everyone else, because at that time I think I was spoiled watching too much Dragon Ball Z, and we had all those cool characters, or even Rooney Kenshin, all those cool style characters. And then One Piece was like one of those first animes where
everybody's like kind of dumb and like
they look different. Yeah. You don't see cool characters that often, but that's an art style. And then later I seen a deeper meaning to it. Maybe there's not, but my deeper meaning is that's how individuals in the world we are, right? Everyone looks different. Not everyone has to look a certain way to feel this so-called image of beauty or whatever. Like, so that's what One Piece is. Like, all these characters, there's so many different characters. They're not all of them are appealing, but you learn to appreciate them, It's like, everyone has their own distinct characteristic, like how we are as individuals outside the world. Not everyone looks the same, and not everyone fits the so-called image of what beauty is supposed to be. Because at the end of the day, everyone's beautiful for who they are.
I never thought about it like that. And just looking back, I just hated Mr. Brooks, like, cause he always like the skeleton guy.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, oh, stop singing. I'm like, right now, just reading the chapters, I'm growing more and more in front of him, because they just like, once they join the ship, but you like, they're loyal, but that their loyalty is still not unproven. And once you go into the story and you see how loyal they are to Luffy, it's like you just learn to love them, because you love Luffy too much. Yeah. And it's like, oh.
But I think the reason we enjoy that as well is because you see how awesome that friendship is, right? Because you want friendship like that. You want, you want to be able to do the same thing for any of your best friends where you love them to death. And the same thing, vice versa. And you see that happening in One Piece all the time. Every time somebody questions Luffy, like, oh, he's not going to be king of the pirates, his crew, like, no, he is going to be king of the pirates. Watch. And again, you have those friends always motivating you to reach those crazy dreams that it doesn't seem possible.
I know. This, like, Luffy's journey is like a representation of someone's life, like going through like setbacks and experiencing grief. Like, I'm just looking at that and I'm like, even though there's like all those like
different elements,
like the superpowers, all the like, Luffy just living a life we're living. He's following his dream, and he has people around him to encourage his dream and work to, like, they're a team working towards the same goal.
Because all of them have all their crazy dreams too, but all of them keep each other motivated.
Exactly. And I'm just thinking of just thinking about like seeing Luffy like that. I'm like, this is everyday. Everybody goes through this. Like, you have your friends, you're all motivated, you all want something in life that's different, but you all keep, like, you have your own circle of friends, and you're all pushing yourself to reach that dream. You have setbacks. Luffy has had setbacks.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter how crazy your dream is. Because basically, to compare what Luffy's dream is to be king of the pirates, so I could kind of equivalent to, say, trying to become president.
Exactly.
But but that's how unlikely it is, like, because he's just a random person. He's just like, yo, I want to be king of the pirates, and it seems very unlikely. Every time people meet him, like, oh, what? You? Like, what? Oh, you're not going to become king of the pirates. And, like, and there's always people in your life, they'll they'll try to set you back and try to just shit on your dreams. Not like, oh, you can't do that. Be haters.
And that just made me think, because I'm thinking, like, Luffy always says, I want to be the king of the pirates. And that just made me think of, you can speak anything you want into existence. And just looking, I'm a big sports fan. I don't know. And just, I don't know if you heard of LeVar Ball.
Yeah.
And the way he just talked about his son, oh, my son's gonna be playing for the Lakers. He's gonna be pick number 2, and he said that a year before he was drafted. And I was like, yo, this guy's crazy. He's just talking trash. And 1 year later, his son is playing for the Lakers, the number 2 pick in the draft. And for me, everything, I always tell people, if you want something, just speak it into existence. And I recently just bought a whiteboard to literally just remind me every day just to write, okay, I want this, I'll write it down, just look at it and just speak it, and then it's gonna happen. So
once you get it, you could erase it off and you put the next goal.
Exactly.
That's very important, man. You have to, like you're saying, in the morning, if you set yourself with a goal, you have something you're wanting to accomplish, and once you accomplish it, you feel like your day was a very successful day. So it makes sense what you were talking about, earlier.
There's also one thing I just forgot.
Damn it, man, my bad. But anyways, if it comes back, just throw it out there. But yeah, man. So that story, like, all these characters are different, and it's like seeing them all interact with one another. I really feel like I'm part of the ship. Like, if anything happens, I'm like, oh my god, what the hell? We seen them grow, and I damn it, I don't have the article in front of me, but where I think it was a few weeks ago, Oda wrote article thanking all of us. As fans supporting One Piece chapter, and you're saying, you guys seen Luffy grow from 18 years old. Like, I know it's only 2 years, his age went by, but you guys seen him grow since, like,
as a kid.
Yeah, exactly. And you seen his battle.
His struggles. I would say his struggles.
His struggles and everything. You were there with him. You watched him grow as a person. Honestly, I feel like I watched him grow as a person reading all these stories. Like, the reading all these chapters with each character. Watched all of them grow. Watched this whole world grow. And it's funny how Oda's original idea for One Piece was supposed to be very short manga. It was supposed to be so short, and then it was supposed to. I think it was supposed to finish as soon as they entered the Grand Line, and then like they're supposed to fight One Piece once they enter the Grand Line. But now forget about the Grand Line. It's the New World.
Well, he just created basically. That's a really interesting title, just to know. Like, if it was supposed to finish in the Grand Line, he just created a new world. So basically, he just said like, "Oh, this is really like having an impact on people's life, and I'm just gonna keep going and see where it goes."
Yeah,
I think he told me a story about how he went to see the sick child at the hospital, and he told the
ending
of One Piece. I would kill to have the ending right now.
No, but no, you gotta die.
I know, but
don't die.
I'm not gonna die. Don't worry. But yeah, because I don't know. Maybe 20 years from now, we're gonna be looking back and be like, "Oh my god."
Dude,
it's
when it's finished, you get to see this amazing masterpiece. But also those times when Oda takes breaks now, I don't even mind. I'm like, dude, get your rest. I need you alive. Like, I know it's kind of I know it's kind of greedy. I'm like, but I need you alive because he only sleeps like 4 or 5 hours a day. Like he's a workaholic because he draws and writes the whole stuff. Yeah, everything. And he only sleeps like 4 or 5 hours a day. Like, that's crazy, man. Wakes up, boom, draws, and all the detail that's you seen. I don't know if you've ever seen. There's like somebody was doing an interview with him, and then they cut kind of photos of his studio. Dude, the amount of notes he writes, like, for the Zoe arc, it was a short arc, like 30 chapters.
Yeah.
But he had like 3 freaking giant textbooks of like notes, like this big. I was like, what the hell, man? It's like how much detail, like I'm like thinking about writing a story like that is so hard because you have to try to relate everything back to
I know.
another. Because if something doesn't make sense, then it's just like takes you away from the whole experience. But till this point, I still haven't had. Maybe people could just say I'm a loyal fanboy or whatever, but I haven't had an experience where like like it was happening when remember the Dressrosa arc.
Yeah.
That was really long. I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, okay. Like at that point, I was like, oh man, it's
not
so
ending.
long. It's not ending. There's like so many characters that I don't even know too much about. Like, why do I care? But when they ended the whole thing, I'm like, wait, all this shit made sense. Because I was hating on it before I seen the whole painting got finished.
I know. It's crazy because you look at the beginning when he's at the tournament, and at the end you just realize that all the person that were completely irrelevant, and all at the end just come all
relevant.
Yeah,
all of them became relevant because they all become
all part of. Yeah, I'm not gonna the spoilers.
Yeah, but if they all became relevant, then you didn't need enough because if you had to give all of them too much backstory, then it would just take you away, and then it'd be too much.
I just don't know how he does it.
But it made sense because he gave them enough time to shine where you see how important they are and what their roles
are gonna be.
Oh man, and think about Oda. So like you're saying how Oda, we want to thank Oda. Oda even makes characters based on us, like Bartholomew. That character is based on the One Piece fans.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you think about it,
true. Yeah, if you do think about it, I understand. Yeah.
So this character Bartholomew is what do you call it? He's the diehard Luffy fan or like Straw Hat fan. If you talk shit about any of the Straw Hats, he'll go cut your tongue out. Like that's what happened in one of the chapters. Somebody was making fun of Luffy, and then he's like, "What are you saying?" And he cut off the guy's tongue. It's like you can't talk shit, and that's how hard. That's how loyal One Piece fans are.
We are loyal.
Yeah.
We're just I'm gonna look back one day and just say
I'm rewatching this with my kids, man.
Yeah, I swear to God, I'm just gonna buy them the books and just be like, "Yo, stay in your room and just read."
This is the first story you're reading.
read, because this is like it followed through. I'm gonna be maybe say it's another 5-10 years before.
10 years? I'm a bet on 10 years, man. I'll be 35.
Me too, man. This is insane.
Shit. But anyways, but I don't care. I'm enjoying the freaking experience, and I'm loving it, man. Like, dude, every chapter when it comes out and there's something crazy, I'm like, oh my God. I'm just like, ooh. I was like,
sometimes it just happens to me. I'm like, I look at the chapter and I'm like, how did he think about that? I'm like,
what was his thought process? You know what I mean? Like, yo, it made, like, what? It's like, It's crazy.
And it just makes me think like people who are really passionate about something and they put all their effort, they can really create a like this is a masterpiece for me. Like it's always gonna be here. It's gonna be for generation and generations. Like it's the same thing as Dragon Ball Z. People still watch Dragon Ball Z. I know you're cringing right now, but Dragon Ball Z is like the base of all.
Yeah, no, it is. No, exactly. No, honestly, without Dragon Ball Z, we wouldn't have One Piece. Like, One Piece only existed because of Dragon Ball Z. Because Ichihiro Oda's inspiration from Akira Toriyama, his inspiration was what led to One Piece. Okay, the only reason I'm cringing, okay, like I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay, look, I love Dragon Ball Z. I loved it. Okay, I love Dragon Ball Z. I love Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Super.
It's been shit, man. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, it's been shit,
bro. That's why I've been cringing because I'm like, damn, because it's one of those things where oh my god, I wish, because I remember when Dragon Ball Z finished, they had GT, but GT was whatever. That doesn't exist no more. But
it's just write it off.
Just write it off. That's it. It's a write off. No, but like what happened was, like I remember, like, I can't wait. I wish they had more Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Z was so good. I'm like, I need to watch this. I'm like, it's freaking amazing. I'm like, I wish they made more episodes. And then when they did Battle of Gods, I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, damn. Like when the movie came out, I went to the movie theaters to watch it. I'm like, damn, that was so epic. I'm like, oh, they're making new Dragon Ball Z episodes. I'm like, I was so excited. But then when they started doing it, I was like, oh, yeah.
What a pure disappointment.
I'm just like, fuck. The only reason I'm watching this is just I'm a fan of Dragon Ball, you know? Like, that's the whole... Bro, I'll be... If I really break down everything that's been happening, I'm just like, yeah, I don't even know what the fuck's going on, man. It's just like, I just take it for what it is. I don't think about it. I just watch it.
I'm going to be honest with you. I have a group like Messenger. We do the same thing. We're just like, oh my God, yo, this is fucking insane. Like, the episode don't even make sense. The power scaling just came... It just comes and goes out of the blue like every fucking episode. I don't understand how this makes sense. But like you said, we just wanted more episodes, and the fans...
We got what we wanted.
Yeah, careful what you wish for in this instance. But I don't know if you read the chapters.
Yeah, I've been reading manga.
The chapters are making
good.
Sense. They're making sense.
Good. Yeah, the chapters have been making sense. I've been enjoying reading the chapters, but the animation, I don't even know what the fuck's going on no more. No, I know what's going on, but I'm like, no, it doesn't make sense. It's just like all this power scaling, like everyone's just getting boosted, power up. Like, I like the new concept of Ultra Instinct, but what the hell is like,
just 1 second. I just want to pause on this because for me, this is like, I've been debating this with my friends. Like, do you think Kefla is supposed to be stronger than like a Super Saiyan God Goku? Not even Super Saiyan Blue. I just say Super Saiyan God.
No, man, I don't think so.
That doesn't make sense because Super Saiyan God went like to what 20? What were Beerus power level when he fought Super Saiyan God? Was it?
I forgot what it was at, but it's some crazy numbers. But it's like, yeah, exactly. Kefla shouldn't like do it. So I read a meme. It was too funny. They're like this. You see a Kaaba talking to was it Khalifa, and telling her like this. Oh, to become a Super Saiyan, you just gotta go from the back. It's like, what? That's it? And then like, oh, thank you, Akira Toriyama. Then you see Goku. Wait, I had to watch my friends die and everything to become a Super Saiyan, and I could have just done it from the back. But nah, man, like that's my flaw with Dragon Ball. Cause like Shenron, like he's scared of Beerus. Like yes, they're the gods of destruction, all that. I'm like, oh my god, it's like there's so much.
That shit does, like, there's a lot of things that don't make sense,
and they don't even come back to tie in to make sense. That's why I love One Piece, because it's like
everything just comes like it's a circle.
It's a circle. It comes back.
Once you have an information that's laid out, there's gonna be a lot of information coming through, and then it's gonna come back to the circle, and it's gonna be like, okay, I understand.
Yeah, now it makes sense, and Oda's so amazing. So I think a lot of a lot of people that draw mangas and stuff, they don't leave. Like a lot of details in the background. They focus a lot on the characters. Oda loves detailing backgrounds, anything, and if you pay attention to backgrounds and stuff, you get rewarded. You actually do. I remember. So just to give you an idea. So remember when Kaido was talking? When Kaido was mad and it was like when he found a Doflamingo got beaten, and you see somebody in a cage. I think I was showing you the panel, but there's somebody in a cage. You see, but you look at the details. You look at the pants, and then I'm like, yo. It has to be Kid, but you don't know who was in the cage locked up. and then a few chapters after, you find out who was in the cage, and it was a kid. I was like, oh my god, because then you see the details. Because if you pay attention to it, you get rewarded, and that's why Oda's so amazing, because he wants you to appreciate everything. You go, if you invest your time, details, and everything, he leaves you clues. You go, pay attention. But
the thing is, when you're reading the chapter and you're really into it, you're like, oh my god, I just want to know what's happening, and then the chapter ends. I'm like, why?
Why? No, dude, it's that. But then we get to have these amazing conversations. What's gonna happen next? Oh my! Like all these twists and turns. Your theories come up. And, it gives so much more discussion. Dude, I'll tell you, man, I could talk about this for hours.
I know. But I'm just thinking about the longevity of Oda, and it just makes me think of another great series that you just started watching, Hunter x Hunter. And for me, it's number one. I'm not even gonna lie. I love One Piece, but Hunter x Hunter is the perfection of anime. Sorry, but...
That's sorry, man. Yeah. Everyone loves what they love, bro.
But... unfortunately for the author, he always has long breaks, hiatus, because I think it takes a toll on him just to write. I think he has the same passion as Oda, and he likes to put in so much detail, and you see. I can't even talk about it. I just think about it. It's crazy. Hunter x Hunter just takes you from a normal kid who's never experienced the world and all the way through. I think the last arc was. I'm not gonna spoil, but it's character development to the same level as One Piece. So if you're a fan,
and I've been enjoying Hunter, no lie, I've been enjoying Hunter x Hunter. I've been I think episode 35 or 37, but I've been enjoying from. I was like, okay, the hype is real. I was watching. I'm like, this is it's a really good event, but. I don't know if you got the same feeling I did. I was when I was watching episode 1 and all that. I felt like I was playing an RPG game. Yeah. You know what I mean? I felt like you start off as a kid from a village and just going, and you're finding people in your party and all those things, and you come through those side quests. And Hunter x Hunter is not all about the action. When it happens, you appreciate it. But dude, it's all about the thinking. Mind. It's thinking. It's all about the thinking, dude. All that shit, dude. The first test when you get there, the lady who's blocking the way. And it's like this, and then the other guy that was trying to scheme them is like this. Oh, don't worry, I will go answer the question first. But his plan was, I'm gonna set up a trap for these guys. Yeah. But he wasn't thinking. So they get there. That who would you save, your mother or your lover? And then the guy goes, easy question. I'll save my mother because I could always get a new lover. And then the lady just lets him pass. Who was blocking the road, and so he walks past. And then everyone's like, what the hell? Like this, no. No, there's no right answer. Like, what's going on? That's really. How do you know what's the right answer? And then later, now's your turn. Who would you say here if you had if you had a son or a daughter? Yeah. Was it that, or is it brother? Sister?
I don't remember. It's
just more I know. Would you save?
It's a more complicated question. Yeah.
Yeah, would you save your brother or your sister if they're being attacked by a monster? And then they're all there hesitating to answer, and you could see and each character had a different expression on their face. One of them is getting angry, like, yo, you can't even answer this question. The other person, thinking logically about it, and the other person just lost it.
Because you see the different thought process of human beings. Yeah. It's crazy. This is why I love that show, because every time there's something going on, you have to think. It makes you think. You're going to go further down the line, and it'll be the amount of thinking you have to put into it's insane.
Dude, I could just imagine, because the beginning there's so much there's consequences to everything that you do, and so then at the end the right answer was none of them answered anything, right? And then you guys got the question right. What do you mean we didn't answer? Yeah, because there's no right answer. You guys could walk, and anyway, the other guy ended up getting screwed somewhere.
I know.
But as the story progresses, I remember when they're doing the first challenge, when they have to run for so long. Bro, I got tired watching them run. I'm just like, yo, when is this gonna end? They're just running and running, and it goes back to the mental factor. It's not only about endurance; it's about your determination,
because you don't know where you're going, but you got to keep going because you're following your dream.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't know how long it is. You got to be smart about how much energy you use. If you don't use enough energy, if you use all your energy at the beginning, like one of the guys, he used all of his energy, boom, he just passed out. And then dude,
oh man, you're gonna see. I can't talk about this because this
we're gonna go to spoiler territory. I'm like, I don't even want to watch this. No.
But just say, if you're a real anime fan, I highly suggest you go listen to Hunter x Hunter. approximately 130 episodes. So
that's not bad. Honestly, compared to One Piece, it's not
compared to One Piece, it's doable.
Naruto or whatever.
No, don't get me talking about Naruto. We had a friend yesterday. We were at a shisha, and he told me like we're talking about top threes, and he says Naruto is in his top three, and we're all looking at him like, "Are you serious?" Like, no, Naruto.
Okay, what's your top three?
For me,
Hunter x
Hunter, One Piece, and the third one would be.
1 second. Third one, what would be your third one?
I'm hesitating between Attack on Titans. Has been really, really good, and a classic.
What about My Hero Academia? I don't know.
Oh my god! Don't get me talking about My Hero Academia. Oh, that one is really good too.
Apparently the next one, right?
That's even for me. That's even gonna be better than Naruto. Trust me. I just saying. Did you see the last chapter?
No. I didn't even start. It's on my list. Don't worry. Let me finish Hunter. I'm gonna start that right after.
Okay. How about your top three?
My top three. Okay, so it's One Piece
for sure.
I'm gonna be honest. Hunter is there because I really enjoy watching it. I love the storytelling and Dragon Ball Z, man.
Yeah.
Like you have to put Dragon Ball Z has to be there. Like for now, but I'm gonna wait till I see the other things coming through. Like I enjoyed Naruto. I enjoyed it. It was really good at one point, and then like, oh my god, what the hell happened after? I don't know.
You know, when Naruto started going like astray, when they were kids, it was really good storytelling.
Yeah. And
then once they came back after the training, it started going as like
off the road.
Yeah.
So I stopped following Shippuden at the beginning. So when they started Shippuden, but then what got me back, because I remember still playing PlayStation. PlayStation 3. We got a Naruto game. Like my cousin rented it.
Yeah.
And then we started watching all the stories. I'm like, oh shit, whatever. It's okay. I'm not missing much. But then they got to the pain arc.
Yeah.
That's when that shit brought me back. I was like, oh my god, it's so deep.
For real, the pain arc was one of the best arcs in Shippuden, and I'm not gonna lie,
it's like one of the best manga arcs of like compared to a lot of there's a lot of good arcs with everywhere, but that's like up there, like top 10 for sure.
Yeah,
top 10 arcs. But a lot of them, majority of them are One Piece arcs.
Yo, there's so many arcs. Oh my god, let's not talk about One Piece. One Piece just goes on and on and on and on.
But the question, we went off topic completely, because what I wanted to ask you originally, so when we're going on characters, so who's your favorite One Piece character not part of the Straw Hat crew?
I would say that's a tough question.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me just 2 minutes.
You think about it. I'll give you mine. Maybe it might inspire
you.
Me, it's a kid. It's Eustace Kid. I don't know. When I first seen his introduction, I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, who is this badass motherfucker? Like, he was just a cool character. His design was cool. And like, red hair, his ability, magnetic ability. I'm like, oh my god. He was just a cool character. Just a badass, just a hothead. Just trying and it was just cool. Like, just a little bit I got to see of him. I freaking fell in love with him as a character. Like, character design was cool. Okay. Not enough development yet, but I know we'll get that soon. But I really like Law too. Law's a badass. Dude, Law's power. Fuck. Dude.
I know. But that's an interesting choice. I would go for Marco the Phoenix.
Marco the Phoenix?
I just love the fact he has a legendary type Zoan fruit, and the way it's like.
So for people that don't know what a Zoan fruit is, so basically in One Piece there's a story. There's things called cursed fruits or devil fruits. Basically, if you eat a devil fruit, it gives you ability. So there's three classes. So there's a Logia, which is like gives you elemental power. So like maybe fire, ice, whatever, things like that. Then you have your Paramecia.
Yeah, Paramecia and Zoan.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, so Zoan is a more animal-based type. So like Harvey was saying, that where Marco has the legendary Phoenix. Yeah. Really. So who ate that fruit, they have the ability to turn into a Phoenix. And then you have your Paramecia, which affects your body. So, it gives you different things to do with your body. Like, for example, Luffy is a Paramecia person, and his body turns into rubber. And there's other people that they could there's a chop fruit. Remember?
Yeah,
there's so many fruits. Yeah,
I still remember the guy with the door fruit.
Yeah, he just opens doors.
The doors. That is so crazy. How do you think about powers like that? I don't understand. Like,
okay, so then before we change the subject, after that, I have to bring up something. Then, exactly. All the fruits. They remember the lamp fruit when the genie comes out. Like, dude, how you come up with these things? No, the funniest one is one of the funniest ones is, what's his name? Kinemon. He could make clothes happen. He could make clothes happen. But yeah, so who's your favorite character?
So it's Marco the Phoenix. I think the way they introduced him into the arc, the way he just acts, even when Shanks comes into Whitebeard. So that Shanks is one of the 4 emperors. He comes into Whitebeard, who's another of the 4 emperors in One Piece. The 4 emperors are basically the 4 most powerful pirates before the Pirate King.
Yeah.
But at this moment, there is no Pirate King as say.
Yeah.
But so Whitebeard being the captain of Marco, so Shanks comes into another 4 of the 4 emperors ships. So Whitebeard's not feeling well, so Shanks comes in and talks about a potential conflict with another character. So basically, why I love Marco, Marco just sits there and says to the crew, I just want everyone who is not accustomed to just go back to the back of the ship because you're not ready for this. There's like that calmness personified, and and then he just says nonchalantly, just, why do you have to do this?
Yeah.
Like, why do you have to be menacing? Like, and then you just see Shanks says, "Yo, I'm walking onto an enemy ship." Like,
I have to be, I have to keep my guard up. Oh man, I remember that was an epic one. But so okay. So before we finish with the One Piece conversation, because I don't remember
it's gonna go on and on.
No, so I was having this discussion with my friend at work, and like Luffy's character fits so perfectly with his power he has of stripping. Because think about it, if somebody else had his power, would they be able to have the same creativity Luffy has with his, all those moves and all those things, attacks he comes up with?
I didn't even know Robert can do all that.
Yeah.
I seriously, I've learned so much about Robert. Like, I don't know. The way he uses his power is really, really unique to him. Like, Oda, props to the writing he does. I don't know how much research he puts into it, and we're still looking for they have the second stage of that we're talking about of Farmis, like the
Farmis, Awakening,
the Awakening. And I'm still looking forward to it. I don't know.
Because it's so, like, we were talking an example when he was fighting Enel, and he knew, like, shit, I can't hit them. So now I gotta hit the walls. Like, if I hit that wall, I'll probably be able to hit him. You have to come up with different ways to hit him all those times. Oh, man, that's so cool. Like, Luffy's, I think, having that sort of kid mindset still lets him get so creative with all of his moves and all these things he comes up with. I remember Tank Man. It's funny. But what do you call it? I remember before you came here, you want to talk about a bit of cryptocurrency, right?
Yeah.
So I've been hearing a lot about it. My brother keeps telling me about it. And the Bitcoins.
If you're like, basically, me too. My brother just talked to me about it, and we're in 2017, or the end of the year, and I'm gonna tell you something. My brother talked to me this during the summer. Bitcoin was at $3,000, and we're at the end of the year. It's at $10,000. It's a 70%. Like, and it's not even, it's like a huge. I'm not gonna do the math, but that's a huge growth. Okay, so I'm just telling everybody out there, just if you listen to the podcast, the technology behind the Bitcoin, the Ethereum, all that, it's game changing. So basically, blockchain, what it is basically, when you go on a website, you want to buy something from, let's say Nike, Adidas, or anything on Amazon. Basically, what you're doing is the client, the customer, you're just paying the credit card. The credit card is paying Amazon, and then you get a 5%. They pay 5% to the credit card. You pay your monthly interest on the credit card too. So basically, there's a third party between you and the person you're buying from. So basically, blockchain, what blockchain is aiming to do is eliminate the third parties. So basically, I can pay you in Bitcoin right now. Let's say I'm Amazon. I don't need a credit card company anymore to be between us to have transactions. So I can be me. I'm at home. I buy from Amazon directly. There's no interest rate on the buy, nothing. So product could be cheaper. So that's why, like, Bitcoin technology, the technology which is called blockchain. So you just can research it. And I've been looking at videos, just remembering during the summer. I was like, my friends would tell me, "Yo, you gotta put money into this. You gotta put money into this."
Tell me too.
I'm like,
but let me ask you this, because it was always curious in my head, right? I know it's very, like, a lot of security and everything behind it, so you can't hack it or whatever, right? But everything they say, everything is hackable or whatever, right? But what about the terms of oversaturation? What if everyone's just like, oh, I want to create this, I want to create a cryptocurrency too, and then you have so much cryptocurrency flowing on the internet. Then what happens then?
The way I see it, I'm not an expert on this.
No, just your opinion.
Okay, so my opinion is, Bitcoin is like the gold of the cryptocurrency. So basically, you need to gold. You need to mine it to make it work. So it costs money to make the pallets of gold. That's why it's so expensive.
Yeah.
Okay. It's the same thing. Gold is it's in limited supply. That's why it's so expensive. It's not found everywhere on the planet. So there's a limited Bitcoins. And there's already, I think I saw a video that says that
there's nothing past it. Like you can't, like, let's say, what if one day Bitcoin decides, oh, I want to make one? They can?
They can't. So they set the limit to 21 million, and that's going to be the end of the supply that's going to be available. So once that supply is over, you can't, there's going to, the value is going to keep going up, but there's not going to be any more supply. So it's basically Bitcoin just going to be the gold of the cryptocurrencies. And that's for me, that there's going to be a lot of volatility. So it's going to go up and down, but I am just looking at experts saying, like, people telling at the if you were to invest in, like, say 2010, okay, 2010 it was $70, you'd be a millionaire right now in 7 years, bro. 7 years. And they're saying it's going to hit 500K to $1 million.
When?
It's at
in how many years?
2020, 2022.
Oh shit!
So that's 7 years again. So basically, it's right now it's at $10,000. You're buying it
one Bitcoin for 10K.
Yeah. So basically, it will go. You're buying it at $1. It's gonna go to $1,000.
Okay, but let me ask you this part. So I buy Bitcoin. You said the cap is 21 million or whatever. So let's say I have one Bitcoin. It's worth $10,000, right? But I want to go buy something. Like, let's say I want to buy something that's worth $10, but I want to use my Bitcoin to buy it. How would that work? Do I buy you know what I mean? It's those are things those are my questions I have, and nobody was able to really answer them for me yet. I think I should do research too, but
for me, the way Bitcoin works, it's like, gold. There's partial, like 10 karat gold, 24 karat gold. It's basically Bitcoin can be saturated. Let's say you can have 1% of one Bitcoin. So basically, I don't own one Bitcoin. I'm not rich yet to afford a $10,000 Bitcoin. Okay, I'm not there yet, but yeah. So you can 0.0101% can be $1 worth of.
Okay, that's it. Because I was trying to find out. I'm like, how would it work? Because I'm like, oh, you have one Bitcoin, like. You want to go buy something, but it costs $10. You're not going to go give one Bitcoin, No. But you'll give a percentage of that Bitcoin.
Exactly. It's the same thing as gold. Your gold, it's you have a 24 karat gold, is worth like $300. You have 1 ounce of gold is going to be worth less. It's the same concept. So basically, if Bitcoin hits the same market cap as gold, which is approximately 6 trillion, which the last time I saw it on YouTube is. That's what I'm saying. Bitcoin is going to be worth $1 million.
Okay, no, because So, but see, like now it makes more sense to me in terms of that, because I was always trying to get that concept of, I'm like, it's on the internet. Like, how do you know the value? But I think since it wasn't tangible that I could see it, physically, that's why it didn't make sense. Like, how does it work? Like, if you go try to, buy something, but now it kind of makes a bit more sense. You'll get a percentage of that Bitcoin. I'm gonna
I had the same questions as you before I started looking into it, just learning about the technology, learning about Bitcoin, learning about. Let me tell you one thing, because this guy, just looking up through information to you, we just said basically like I said, it takes money to make gold. Basically, do you know how much money it takes to make one Bitcoin? It's approximately $1,000 per Bitcoin you're mining. So it costs money to have the cryptocurrencies. Like, you have to mine it, you have to polish it, you have to make sure it's actually a Bitcoin. So basically, you have computers running, people working on it.
Make sure it's a bit so in that
so basically they're mining the Bitcoin on the net, and there's a limited supply. So basically you're searching for gold on the internet, but it's in the virtual world.
Wow, man, and it goes back to the whole thing we started talking about technology, how far we has come. That's what people used to do. They used to mine to get gold. It was really hard to acquire gold, but now they're doing this without actually doing labor. Labor, they're doing the technology part. You have to put people crunching numbers, making sure that it's actually one real Bitcoin. Oh man,
it's for me. It makes sense because let's say, do you know why? Because people keep talking all the old-fashioned analysts. They don't want this to happen because if you have Bitcoin, you don't need money anymore. Money doesn't cost anything to make. We learned in Econ 201. You just the government prints money, just the money demand, the money supply, and
exactly.
that's it.
And you keep printing money, then the money becomes oversaturated and all those things.
Exactly. So the value of money it's always changing. But if Bitcoin becomes the money, you have a limited amount, and you can then it's basically, if I was trading, it goes back to the ages of chalk. So I'm trading 0.01 of my Bitcoin. It's virtual money because I can trade it to you because it costs money to make that money. But if it's only paper, we're assigning an amount to the paper. But the paper, it's worth shit.
Because you don't know. Yeah, exactly. I could write a piece of paper and like this could be worth $10. But the Bitcoin, there's work behind it. You see what you could, like, can you track like how much like work was put into it, like, in terms of like the value, or
for now, that the last time I said it's costing that amount of money because people they're all searching for it now. So it's gonna cost a lot more money to find it because everybody's gonna look at the same place. So it's gonna be once the supply for it grows really, really small. The amount of effort to find just one Bitcoin is gonna be even more and more. The demand is gonna cost you more. So that's why it's gonna keep.
So it's gonna keep going up, and
it's gonna keep going up. So this.
Like you lost your train.
I lost my train of thought. So, but just for me, just talking about Bitcoin, just invest right now because this technology is gonna change the way we do business, the way we interact with people. Everything is gonna change your life. This is the same technology evolution as once as
how valuable gold was back then.
No. I would compare this technology advancement to the same thing as when they first introduced the internet. Yeah, so that's how valuable it's going to be. And if you want to look at analysts on YouTube are always going to say, oh, this is gonna crash, look at Amazon had a 900% growth like in the early 90s, and then it went down, it came back up, and it's still growing right now.
Dude, Amazon's crazy right now, man. Dude, Amazon like the biggest company in the world at the moment. Like, dude, holy shit, you could do everything.
You can do anything on Amazon.
Bro, I go on Amazon. It's so much easier now. I'm too lazy to go somewhere. Okay, I need to buy this. Boom, boom, boom. Add it to my cart. And I have Amazon Prime. I get it the next day.
Everywhere, anywhere in the world.
Bro, how crazy is it? It comes the next fucking day.
I know.
I see it. I'm looking at something. It comes the next day. It's crazy. But no, it's a part, like you were talking about, it's part of evolution right now, right? In terms of gold and everything. Remember the value of how much it works, because now nobody's really because we're becoming a society, we're relying on technology, our phones, everything. We're using it, so it makes sense that cryptocurrency is gonna, replace, because you don't want to, because we're gonna like now we pay everything through what Visa, Apple Pay or Android Pay, right? And it's going on our phones. Nobody's carrying money with them no more.
Yeah.
So it makes a lot of sense why cryptocurrency would be the next thing.
It would be the next thing because you wouldn't have to pay interest to a company. Basically, you're paying them to have and transact. Basically, I can buy something from you, but I have to pay somebody else in the room just to buy something from you. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It's why the analysts don't want this to happen, because they're like the big companies, they won't get paid anymore. They're like credit card companies.
But you don't think, like, let's say credit card companies will like have,
they're gonna try to block it for sure.
Well, what if they try to do something like Bitcoin too, right? They're like, oh, here, like, here's our cryptocurrency.
They could. That's probably gonna happen. But if you invest, like, it's like money right now. You have Canadian money, US money, Mexican money, everything. So, but you still have gold.
Yeah.
Gold is still the
same
most
value.
The same value. That's the thing. Bitcoin is gonna be the same thing as gold. And I'm telling you right now, because it's at $10,000, and maybe in a few years it can be $500K, but it's volatile. So
yeah,
look at the person at the beginning of the year. If you had $1,000 worth of Bitcoin, it'll be worth $10,000.
Holy shit!
Which bank can give you that amount of money?
Yeah.
No bank in the world can give you that amount of return. It's how much is it? 1,000. I don't know. Wait, you had one Bitcoin at 1,000, so it's 100%. So 10 times 100. So
You're going math on me right now.
yeah, I know. It's 1,000% growth.
Dude, that's crazy, man.
Oh.
But I think this would be a good place to leave off the podcast,
Yeah.
man. Dude, I really appreciate you coming through, man. Mad respect, bro.
Thanks for having me, bro. This was an epic experience, and I hope I can come back and have.
You hope? No, man. You're gonna come back for sure, man. Dude, trust me, man.
We're gonna be having discussions for days. I didn't even realize how much we talked, and
Yeah,
I liked an hour.
But that's how it would be when we see each other at school, man. We just start talking. 40 minutes go by. Shit, I have class, man. Like, wow, I'm still in the hallway. No, man. It's always a pleasure speaking to you, Harvey. Really appreciate it. I just want to give a quick shout out to my friend Simon for the beat. I always forget to. I always forget to give him a shout out. Like, Yay-Z. Oh, wait, damn it. I don't remember the SoundCloud name, but whatever. But regardless, thanks for the beat. Thanks for coming on, Harvey. Appreciate it, man. And also shout out to my friend Keaton for making the logo and introduction to the video. Peace out, everyone. Most Box.